What's up, race fans? It is me again, Randy Orton Fan 2011, bringing you round 15 of 30 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Max Nationwide Series. This is the halfway point of the season. So we are halfway. So this will mark the halfway point of the season. Of course, we've had a pretty eventful first half of the season, and we'll be looking much more forward to the second half of the season, where we'll have the 10-race playoffs. Joining me here in the broadcast booth is one of the up-and-comers in my league. It's 14 Fan Productions, aka Austin Ogo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing yourself, Kevin?
I'm doing pretty good myself, you know. I mean, we're already at the halfway point. We're back here at Daytona. This is one of, I believe, four tracks we'll be going to twice in either schedule. I believe this is one of 3 tracks in the Nationwide Series where we'll be going twice. So it's going to be interesting to see how these cars run under the lights here at Daytona. So we're under the lights here at Daytona, and Austin, what do you think about a track like Daytona? It's a little, we're gonna have a shorter race here. We're gonna have a shorter race than the one we saw in the at the beginning of the season, and we're under the lights here, so the track temperature won't really change as much. So what do you think of this kind of a track when under the lights?
Well, honestly, Kevin, under the lights, that could be a problem because, like you said, the track temperature is up high, or is that what you said?
It's not as high as it is during the daytime. It really cools down.
Well, then maybe it could be a good thing for the drivers because the track temperature is cooled down, and we could see like a lot less wrecks, and maybe these guys will be more calm than aggressive at daytime at Daytona.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's still great to be in Victory Lane Daytona, but let's take a look at the starting lineup.
Place. Who's gonna rock the place?
That was looking at your starting lineup. Ryan Richards will be starting on the pole for the first time this season in the Nationwide Series. And for Ryan Richards, he fell outside the top 10 in the points last time at Kentucky. And with him starting up front, he'll be looking to rebound and get himself back in the top 10. And I do want to mention this. I did make a couple of errors on the points before, so I had to adjust them accordingly. And after the adjustments, 4th through 10th, I know, Austin, you've seen this already, 4th through 10th are within 8 points of each other. So how do you think that will turn out over the course of this race?
I think that it either will turn out good or bad for these drivers. Honestly, I think it might turn out good.
Well, we'll have to wait and see about that. I also want to mention 18th through 23rd, they are only 9 points between each other. And of course, 18th, 19th, and 20th, Dylan Young, Danny Wells, Xavier Livingston, they all have wins, and they cannot afford to fall outside the top 20 because if they do, that means that will open up more wild card spots for the rest of the field inside the top 20. So we're going to have to wait and see how that transpires, as we are just 6 races away from the start of the Nationwide Series playoffs. And we're just about ready to fire up these engines. Let's get this race started under the lights here at Daytona. Here we go. Engines have been fired up. They're starting to roll. We're going to be here for 12 laps. Going to be interesting to see how all this transpires in front of us. And we already got a couple cars, well, we're already, oh, this is already going on, and, oh, actually, Richard Johnson is going to head to pit road. So right away we got one car already heading to pit road as the green flag is already out now. As Ryan Richards takes them to the green flag. Let's take a look, pay attention around mid-pack to the back of the pack here. Oh, Callum Wales might have gotten turned there. Oh, we got a couple cars. Oh, a couple cars are hitting the wall. Couple cars are hitting the wall. They're going to lose a lot of momentum.
Oh gosh, here we go. Look at how spread out these guys are getting.
And we saw Red Bell. Oh, still got cars crashing and bashing with each other right towards the back of the pack.
This could be very treacherous for everybody because look at how they're going down below the yellow line. That could be a problem for all these guys.
Well, the good news is we made through. Well, no, we didn't. We didn't make it through the green flag. We didn't make it through green flag lap. Alex Jones, heavy damage. Callum Wells had a lot of damage. I believe this happened well towards the back of the pack as the yellow flag is out for the first time in this race. So something happened well towards the back of the pack. We were paying attention to the front, and something happened with Alex Jones. A lot of smoke coming out of the engine. He's done for the day. Richard Johnson is back out on the track, but he will be towards the back of the pack. As we're under the yellow flag for the first time this race, let's take a look. We'll put us under the yellow flag for the first time. Stay tuned. Here's what brings it yellow flag number 1 in the race, and you see here Sam Young's coming a little faster than Ron Fajar here, but Ron Fajar tries to block, and Fajar goes head on into the wall, and that's going to spin around Alex Jones, and Jack Richards is going to get involved as well. Oh, and right about here, there's going to be a huge impact. Huge impact between Alex Jones and Callum Wells. That's going to flip over the one machine.
Oh, man.
Look at Alex Jones going for a wild ride right there. We also saw a couple of cars, a couple other cars. We saw Cole Daly and Ryan Juke might have gotten a piece of that as well. As the yellow flag, as that is what put us under the yellow flag. Racing back to the line here, Ryan Richards would beat the field to the line. Dylan Poteet second, Michael Norman third, Danny Wells fourth, and Dylan Young rounds at your top 5. Under the yellow flag for the first time this race. Let's get back to green flag racing. Stay tuned. We're back. PSR is giving us the one to go. Here comes the top 10 rundown. Ryan Richards, your current leader. Dylan Poteet second. Michael Norman third. Danny Wells fourth. And Dylan Young runs at the top 5. Liam Mervigs in 6th. Seth Cole in 7th. Charles Jackson in 8th. Robert Wagner 9th. And Trent Dunham rounds at the top 10. 2 cars to DNF from the previous incident. Callum Wells and Alex Jones.
Good run for Dylan Poteet today. He's sitting in 2nd, right behind the leader, or right ahead of the leader.
Right behind.
Hopefully he can get a win.
He's behind the race leader. He's behind the race leader, but he's in front of the points leader. You might have said that he's in front of the points leader there. As the pace car will hit pit road once again. This is the halfway point, by the way. So whoever leads this lap will get an extra bonus point. So now we got a couple of guys trying to work together. Dylan Poteet and Michael Norman trying to use the 2-car draft, the 2-car tandem that we are used to seeing, but, well, that didn't last long. As Michael Norman flirting around with that apron there, flirting around along the double yellow line. Lost a lot of momentum there, and again, we got cars hitting the apron for not really any apparent reason whatsoever here. We got a couple cars on the wall, got a couple cars along the wall.
Oh gosh.
I believe someone's in the wall. Someone's in the wall. I think it was Dylan Young. Dylan Young hit the wall, and that slowed down Liam Ervig.
I believe the 24, or sorry.
Yeah?
I believe the 24, I don't know who that is. I believe he hit the wall as well.
He just did. Max Russell. Oh, shit! Sam Young, heavy damage!
Oh!
And look at him, stuck in a catch fence. Wow. Richard Johnson took a heavy hit. Max Russell was in it as well. Yellow flag is out again. And here they come to the line. I don't know how many laps we're going to have left, but hopefully we'll have maybe a 1-lap shootout. as Dylan Pote will beat the field to the stripe. Ryan Richards second. Ooh, close battle here for third. Danny Wells, a defending champ, will get third over Michael Norman. Robert Wagner rounds the top 5.
Oh man.
Heavy. We basically saw a huge wreck right there coming into turn 1. Sam Young got stuck on the catch fence for some reason. I don't know what the hell that was for, but it was just another incident of cars going below the apron. And yeah. So we're under the yellow flag for the second time in this race. Now let's take a look. We'll put us under the yellow flag number 2. Stay tuned. Here's what brings up yellow flag number 2 in this race, and it starts with Max Russell in the 24 going alongside the wall here. But there's a bit of contact right around this area. 51 of Sam Young got really loose around the tri-oval. That's a rare place to get loose at. And Richard Johnson was coming with a full head of steam, coming about 10 miles per hour faster than Sam Young, tries to slow down and just turns him right around. I don't know what that was for, but wow, that could have been a lot worse right there if that was up towards the front. Let's watch let's watch an onboard view from Sam Young.
Here we go, guys. Prepare.
Let's watch it. There's the first bit of contact, and then he just gets turned around from behind by Richard Johnson.
Richard Johnson could be in the blame for this because, I mean, just look at that. Sam Young just gets stuck there, and hopefully he's okay.
Well, Richard Johnson having a pretty disappointing season so far, and, well, this is not going to help at all. Max Russell took a heavy hit. Well, that's not going to help him get into the top 20 in points, and for Sam Young, his disappointing season continues as well. His below mediocre season continues as well. Dylan Pote beat the field to the line. Ryan Richards will be second. Danny Wells will be third. Michael Norman fourth, and Robert Wagner rounds at the top 5. So I don't know how many laps we're going to have left in this race. We might get a one-lap shootout, hopefully. I'm hoping for that, but we're under the yellow flag for the second time this race. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. We're back. Pacer giving us the one to go. Here we go. One lap shootout. One lap to determine it all. Here comes the top 10 rundown. Dylan Pote, Ryan Richards, Danny Wells, Michael Norman, and Robert Wagner. That is your top 5. Trent Dunham, Jacob Lawler, Ben Paul, Seth Cole, and Joseph Lombard are 6th through 10th. 4 more cars to DNF from the previous incident. Sam Young, Richard Johnson, Max Russell, and Jack Richards. So one lap to determine a winner here at Daytona. Pacer will hit pit road.
Here we go.
Green flag is out. One more lap to determine the race. And again, whatever happens, happens. And we already got a couple cars. Already got a couple cars hitting around, going around. Oh, there you go. There you go. Liam Irvig's around. Liam Irvig, Ron Fajara, Stephen Whitman. This is the final lap already, so they're still racing back to the line here. That happened towards the back of the pack, so they're still racing back to the line. Dylan Pote got stuck on the outside. Here comes Ryan Richards and Robert Wagner to take away first and second, and now Robert Wagner trying to take away the lead, but he's on that apron.
It's not going to help at all.
That did not help out Robert Wagner, and here they come to the stripe, and it's going to be Ryan Richards taking home his first Nationwide Series victory of the season.
Wow.
We saw something happen towards the back of the pack. Ron Fajara, Stephen Whitman, Liam Irvig went around. We saw quite a lot of action going on towards that part of the pack. Well, I don't know what we wanted to see that, but for Ryan Richards, this is a huge break for Ryan Richards, a big win for him. That will most certainly help him out, not only get himself into the top 10, but that will get himself at least into the wild card contention now. But we saw an incident. We saw an incident that happened towards the back of the pack. We saw something happen towards the back of the pack, and that was the one incident that was the only incident that happened over the back of the pack. Let's take a look. We'll put it what that incident was, as Ryan Richards will take the checkered flag here, and he is your winner here at Daytona. Here's what brings out the last of the incidents that have happened over the course of this race. Tony Blazer decides to go below the yellow line, and you know you cannot do that. You're going to lose a lot of momentum. He tries to get back in line, but he's going to make a lot of contact with Joseph Lombard there. And then we saw Jacob Cook go around. We saw Jacob Cook, he went all the way down to the apron. I don't know what the hell that was for, but this is what the incident that happened. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. Zohar Manood is right there, and Liam Ervig just turns right in front of his right in front of Zohar Manood in the 22. Liam Ervig tried to escape, but Zohar Manood gets him right back. And into the 33, Ryan Juke, Sean Galligan's in it, David Burton's in it, Ron Fajara and Stephen Whitman, the GoDaddy cars. Rhett Yates got a piece of it. And I believe something happened with Jacob Cook and Tony Blazer. They were right back at each other. They were right at each other. Right around here. Let's take a look. And it happens around this area. Tony Blazer tries to get back on the racetrack while the wreck is going on. He gives Jacob Cook a little shove, and that's going to get John Dillon sandwiched between Jacob Cook and the wall. So that is what happened. That was the incident that happened. And this was a close battle here for the start-finish line, but again, you got to avoid hitting that apron. You lose a lot of momentum hitting that apron, and hitting that apron cost Robert Wagner his second victory of the season. And this is the race at the stripe. Ryan Richards takes home the win. His first win of the season. Robert Wagner second, Dylan Pote third, Danny Wells fourth, Trent Dunham. That is your top five. And now we take you to your official race results. As we look at your official race results, congratulations to Ryan Richards, his first win in the Nationwide Series this season, winning it from the pole. So a big win for Ryan Richards. Not only will that help him get himself into the top 10 in points, but that will also most certainly help him out in the wild card hunt. Now that he has a win, he'll have a good amount of control with a win in his pocket. Robert Wagner so close to a second win of the season, but of course that mistake going on the apron, he'll have to sell for second. He gets his third podium finish of the season. Dylan Pote getting his fourth podium finish of the season, still short of a win, but again, that might help out. That might help Dylan Pote in the long run if some of the other drivers go outside the top 20. And for Danny Wells, Danny Wells is not quite having the best of seasons, but he's staying right there in the wild card hunt. So he ends up fourth, and Trent Dunham, who's fifth in the points, will end up fifth. So good days for all those guys. Xavier Livingston, Michael Norman, Jacob Lawler, Charles Jackson, and Dylan Young are 6th through 10th. And for Michael Norman, a points leader, he won't lose much ground on Trent Dunham, who's trying to get himself into the points leader. But for Michael Norman, it's still a good day as he ends up 7th. 11th through 20th now are Red Bell, Ryan Cooper, James Silverfox, Joseph Lombard, Seth Cole, James Qualls, Sean Henley, Cody Lamas, Johnny Gardner, and Tony Blazer. 21st through 30th are Eric Burton, Barney Ward, Zohar Manood, John Dillon, James McLeod, Ben Paul, Sean Galligan, Kyle Sosnowski, Ryan Juke, and Rhett Yates. 6 more cars finished the race. Cole Daly, David Burton, Liam Ervig, Ron Fajara, Stephen Whitman, and Jacob Cook. 6 cars are DNF from the race. Jack Richards, Max Russell, Richard Johnson, Sam Young, Alex Jones, and Callum Wales. And I believe the biggest loser here out of this bunch is going to be Liam Ervig. He hit the wall earlier midway through the race, and then got taken out by Zohar Manood there. So Liam Ervig will most certainly fall outside the top 10 in points, and since he does not have a victory yet this season in the Nationwide Series, that's going to hurt him a lot when going for the wild card hunt. But Austin, I hope you enjoyed this race as much as I did. It was a pretty good race, exciting all the way to the end. Glad to have you here on co-commentary with me, man.
No problem, Kevin. It was a good race, and I gotta give credit to Ryan Richards. He's the point leader in the Cup Series, and now he starts on the pole and wins today's race, or wins tonight's race, and he's just outdone himself. And thank you, Kevin, for having me here.
Yeah, it's great to have co-commentators around, and hope to have more. And of course, for the Cup Series coming up next, you'll see me and Joseph Lombard doing co-commentary, so that will be huge. Going to be first to see. Everyone will want to see that, so hope you stay tuned for the Cup race later on this week. All right, guys, that's it. This is Randy Orton Fan 2011 signing off. Remember, subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum taste. Pepsi Max. I'm out.